on 91.25 megahertz. Savannah!
Teach to teach radio, education for all, for all, for all, education for all, for all, for all.
Hello and welcome to T2T radio. We are here to bring you exciting discussions on educational issues. So make time with us, same time every week. Today, we are going to discuss the importance or relevance of education for children with disabilities. With me to do the discussion from my immediate right,
Shaibu Naima from Sung D, Karga District.
Yakubu Abdel Karim, a teacher at Nwelgu Junior High, Nantong District.
Atua Akagikuju, Community Volunteer Teacher, Kulo EA Primary School.
Mohammed Sani Idrisu, a teacher at Sung, Karaga District.
ladies and gentlemen, you are all welcome.
Thank you.
When we say children with disabilities, what are we referring to? What can we do to ensure that our parents and caregivers either have attention to these children with special education needs or give them the needed support? Let's start with Mr. Shani. Those with special education needs, what can you say about them?
Well, all these people have something that they can still learn in school. Because education is not just about learning how to read and write or do basic mathematics. No, learning how to eat, how to dress, how to talk, and even how to socialize with their colleagues. All these things are what we term as education. So once such a child is enrolled, he or she gets to learn all these things, both at home and in the school.
Very good. Mr. Kujo, do you have something to add to that? Yeah. Children with special education needs.
I will hammer much on we the teachers. When it happens to have such a child in your class who is suffering from maybe long-sightedness or short-sightedness, always try as much as possible to bring the child closer to you. So it will not be like you are punishing the child, because knowing that the child cannot see and then you intentionally ask the child to go be sitting far away from you, I think that isn't the best. So let's always try as much as possible. Help these students when they are learning to get something out of every lesson that is being taught in the class.
Okay. Mr. Abdul Karim, do you have something to add?
This particular group of people, hardly will a parent be able to identify a child who cannot sit at one place. Hardly will a parent or a caregiver be able to identify whether a child's vision is clear. So that is why it is important or a must on every parent or a caregiver to send his or her ward to school when the child is of school-going age.
Yeah.
So mostly it is only the seeing abilities or hearing or maybe amputated arm we can be able to see and realize the child is having disabilities in the body. Yeah. But for some of the other disabilities, like the one you have just mentioned, it is only school that you can send the child to, and the teachers will be able to identify such problem and get remedies for it because they are specially trained in handling those kids.
The special education needs department, they are capable of noticing such children with special education needs. If they are able to detect that early, they are able to provide the needed support services to help the child learn and then become what he or she should be. These are very good examples. Let's give Madam Naima the chance to also say something on the special education needs children. Yeah.
Thank you, Alaji. To add to what they have all said, I'm much particular about the teachers.
Yeah.
I'll be pleading with my colleague teachers. They should give more attention to the special education children because they need more attention more than the other children.
Teach to teach radio.
Cherished listeners, we really want to hear what you think about Teach to Teach radio. To give us your feedback, please call 0595 444 339. I repeat, 0595 444 339. Remember to tell us your name, age, and where you are calling from. We can't wait to hear your message.
Education for all, for all, for all.
Mr. Abdul Karim, we have parents or caregivers who look at such people and believe that it's not necessary for them to send them to school. You agree with this kind of belief?
Actually, some of them may be thinking sending them to school will be a waste of time and resource. But that is because they are not aware of the special education organized for people with such disabilities. Because they are not aware of it, they may not even think the child will be able to get educated in life again. So it is better we create the awareness that there are schools organized specially for those with such disabilities. And every child of school-going age in Ghana is having the right from the Constitution to be educated. So there is a need for every parent or a caregiver who happen to have such a child in the house to try and send that child to school to also be educated.
I just want to have more information about that. But do you have some of the perceptions or the beliefs that they have? Yeah.
Just to keep in, for the fear of stigmatization, many parents don't see the need of taking their children to school. Because many believe police or other people in the school will make mockery of them. So they will be disgracing them in public. They will not want them to come closer to them. So because of that, many parents believe he or she is my child. Let me keep the person in the house instead of taking them to school for all these things to happen to my child. And many also believe that if I take my child to school, who is suffering from maybe mental illness, the person might end up causing harm in the school. And that will fetch much from his pocket.
Okay.
Teach to Teach Radio. Teach to Teach Radio. Education for all, for all, for all.
Why is it important to send such children to school, Madam Naima?
Thank you. There are so many benefits you get when you send a disabled child to school. Number one, the child will be able to fit into the society. Fitting into the society means after the child completion of school, maybe he or she was in the house doing nothing, maybe causing trouble for people. After mingling with his peers, maybe when he comes back home, he will change his way of behavior or a way of behavior towards children at home or even children in school.
There are certain instances that some parents even go to the extent of locking up such children in rooms. What are the consequences if you keep on doing that and you don't send him or her to school?
If a parent is fan of doing this, I think you are denying the child's rights in some way, because there should be a freedom of movement and a right to education. Here the case, if you have locked the child inside a room, I don't think you get a teacher to come in to the house to train the child properly. So any parent or caregiver who is fan of doing this, I think is sitting on the right of the child, and which is not good.
Mr. Fujo, can you tell us more of the importance of sending such a child to school, particularly children with special education needs and with disabilities?
Yes, there are many importance of taking such a child if you have one to school.
Yeah.
Because many of them, if they are able to take them to school and they succeed, these people become role models within the society in which they are coming from. Okay. Many are likely to look up to them and then do more. Assuming if someone who cannot see or cannot walk is able to become a very prominent person in your community, you, the person with 2 legs or maybe you that can see, I think you can do more than what the person has done. So I think these are people who many will be looking at in the society. So they will be looking at them as role models. If you are one of the disabled person, you will look at them, or even if you are not, you will look at if Mr. Abdullah with 1 leg, he can do this, then why can't I do the same?
Good. Come to talk of role models. I will give examples of such people who have made it in life. Like someone who has certain disabilities, irrespective of the disability, the person has become somebody who even other people depend on. We have examples of such in our communities.
Yes, we have Alassane Abodu, the fire, who is not far from us.
From which community?
He's from Yampala community.
Okay.
He works at Sagani TV, where everybody sees him. He's a radio presenter as well, so we can look up to him.
Good.
We have in both the Fifth and Sixth Republic, under John Mahama-led administration, he appointed one lawyer, Henry Seydou Dana, as the Chieftaincy and Traditional Affairs Minister. And we have under Nanado, he also appointed the OT regional minister, who is also a disabled person. I think that's what I can say on that.
Yeah, Mr. Kujo, do you have an example for us?
Yes.
Yeah.
In my community, there's one disabled person, Mr. Abdallah.
Mm-hmm.
He is the Ghana constituency treasurer.
Okay.
In
Of which party?
MPP. The
okay.
ruling party.
Okay.
And then he's also working at audit service, Northern Region.
A very good example.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Shane.
Yes.
I can see you are nodding your head. It means there's
Yes.
an example that you want
it
to
means
yeah.
we have so many of those people in life. And person I would like to talk about is Prince Mahama, who is a teacher and then a musician as well. Though he is also a disabled person, but he made it through in life, even bigger than those who are not disabled.
Teach to Teach Radio. Teach to Teach Radio. Education for all, for all, for all.
Your last submissions. Let's start from Mr. Shani.
Yes. What I would like to say is education is for all. It's not for an individual group of people. Education is for everyone, irrespective of your physical abilities. So I encourage parents to send their wards, be it disabled or normal. They should all have access to education and have a feel of what education looks like.
Mr. Kujo.
What I have to say is government has made a lot of provisions for children with disability. So schools have been built for such children. One is in Savulugu, one is in Wa, and one is in Mampo. So if you are a parent and your child is disabled, you can quickly take the person to any of these schools and then government will take care of them. So in the future they can become future leaders and then give back to the society.
For
the fear of security, there are a lot of provisions made for these special children. Transportation, communication now is easier. So if you're a parent and then your fear is that if I take my child to such a school, I might lose contact. I think it's out of ignorance. So you can do well and then take your ward to these schools and then I think your child is safe.
Yeah.
For me, my own is a plea to both parents and teachers as well. We are teaching them, and sometimes the behaviors of some teachers do scare parents away from sending such children to school. Do not treat them like they are not part of us. When they come with a child with that special education needs, receive that child properly and even let that person know that it is never a case giving birth to such a child.
Good.
Okay, I'd like to plead with parents of such children. They should please send their disabled children to school. To please accept children with disabilities, not to drive them away when they are coming near to us, and also not to deprive them of using certain facilities in the school. They are just like us and we should treat them as such. Like the saying goes, disability is not inability. Thank you.
If I would have liked to continue this discussion, but time is not on our side, parents and caregivers, make sure children with special education needs goes to school because of the benefits that they'll be gaining from schooling. Some have been able to make it. So if they are able to make it, why not? Your child with disability can also make it. So please, do not lock up your child in the room. Make sure he or she goes to school and benefit from schooling, just like Prince Mahama, Afahu, the Fire, and all others who have made it in life. So long as Ghana is concerned, we have a lot of them to cite as examples. Please take note of this and do not deny your children with disability from gaining what they have to gain from schooling. With me for the discussion are Mr. Shani, Mr. Kuju, Mr. Abdul Karim, and Madam Naima. Thank you for coming. We are very much glad for your support. Thank you, listeners, for being with us throughout this period. We shall be with you again. Come next week.
Teach to Teach Radio.
Cherished listeners, we really want to hear what you think about Teach to Teach Radio. To give us your feedback, please call 0595 444 339. I repeat, 0595 444 339. Remember to tell us your name, age, and where you are calling from. We can't wait to hear your message.
Education for all, for all, for all.
Hi, this is Wiyala. I support Teach to Teach because education changes lives, especially for girls. So let's take advantage of the positive impact education can have on our lives, our communities, and our people.
Teach2Teach Radio is produced by Teach2Teach International in collaboration with the Center for Literacy and Vocational Studies and Radio Savannah. You can find Teach2Teach International and Teach2Teach Radio on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook.
On 91.25 MHz. Savannah!